Good morning, everybody. It's Valerie Ling here. I've got about 5 minutes before I battled some traffic. I thought I would come to you live to bring the sort of what you call it, what goes on behind the scenes type of thing, and give you some insight into what happens. How do I do my work? How do I work, and how do I have my day off? I'm having an unplanned, not my routine day off today, and I thought it might be something that you might be curious about, whoever you are out there. How do I do my work day? Essentially, I am a mum and also have a husband, and I have two businesses essentially. One business is a private practice that is run by some very able, amazing group of clinicians, and it's an intact stationary type thing in Gordon. And my other business is, pretty much what I do in this car, in this office, is some of the work, my work in revitalization and burnout prevention, which can be anywhere, right? So managing the two businesses means that there are going to be some things where I'm in the office doing some very planned routine things. For example, I've got to touch base with our admin team. I do supervision. I also see a small caseload of clients. And then a lot of my work is actually with a more remote focus, or even a remote team. I have an assistant, an executive assistant, very able person, Kathy, who's in Brisbane, and we do online stuff, training seminars, and things like that. So pretty much what I want to say is that when I'm first working to help someone recover from burnout, it's quite a formulaic approach. Or even if I'm working with someone in a coaching framework or a coaching space where some things are a bit out of shape. Basically, it's formulaic because you want to build patterns and habits, and you actually want to experiment to see what works and what doesn't work. So let me tell you what I do that works for me. That isn't necessarily formulaic because, I'm not burnt out. I have started a way of working that actually I'm up on days when I have to, it's like playing volleyball setup. It's a setup space for me because I want to be able to launch my practice and my team to work and to have some clear connection points and direction points from me and to hear from me before I go remote. I have a setup time in the morning, which is often 6 o'clock. And what happens then is, I will say, I don't have my breakfast. Sorry, Jess, if you're watching. I'm most alert and most keen at that point in time. And I tell you why I don't have my breakfast, but I will pretty much have not my full devotion time, but a little checkpoint, make myself a cup of coffee, and then I sit and I do my first lot of setups for the day or for the week. Now, 7 o'clock is when I will then stop, because that's when the whole family wakes up. And that for me is an important connection point. It's part of how we do family and my philosophy on family as a team. 7 o'clock is one of our touch points as a family, and we'll have breakfast and etc., etc., etc. I'm in the role of being mom by that point. Now, 8 o'clock is when the family launches, not me. The family launches, everybody goes to school, everybody goes to work. And at that point, that for me is a psychological reset. So I usually by about 8 o'clock, just go around the house and reset the space, ready for me to feel like I can work. And that's when I'll have my breakfast, have my devotions, and then launch into my next piece, which is clearing email. So I check email at 2 points. 9 o'clock after launch, and then when my kids do homework, which is at 5 o'clock. So that pretty much is how I set up my day, and then the rest of the working day for me, it finishes at 3 o'clock for when my kids come back, and I work a 4-day week in that pattern. I usually take 1 day off. Typically, my day off is a Friday. And that tends to coincide with my husband's day off. He has alternate days off. One of them is Friday. Now, on a week like this week, where we've got a lot of things on in the weekend, and it's like it was topped and tail jam packed. We had a full weekend this weekend gone, and then we've got another full weekend coming up. I had to make some intentional plans to when I would have my day off, and so today unusually is the day off. And what am I doing today? Well, it can vary, but the common morning, Kim. I'm just talking about how I do work and days off. My common denominator for my days off is being in a space of yes. So that's because my temperament, I can analyze and think and create and be in workspace and drive myself to the ground. And so on my days off, I actually need to get in touch with a more fun, creative space for me. The other thing that I'm not that I can drive myself to the ground to as well is only having relationships that are work-based. And so the other thing I need to do on my day off is to connect with people who aren't part of my work. Exercise has been a bit difficult for me in this last quarter. So here's what I've been doing lately on my days off, and which is an example of today. I'm actually going to combine relationships with exercise today. I'm going for an exercise class in a place that is actually 45 minutes away from my home, because I would like to connect with some people whom I haven't seen in a while. So I'll be doing exercise, and then I'm going to meet up with a friend. And then after that, I'm actually going to have lunch with my mentor. So once that's done, I have a little bit of yes time, which means that before I go home to seal up my work day, I'll just basically listen into my intuition and see where I go. I could go for a walk, I could go to a shop, or I could look at some music or whatever. So that's what I'll be doing. It's time for me to go and have a day off, and I hope you'll have a great day too. Okay, bye.